Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am excited. I truly am. Again, it's day after day. This is being brought forth for me. I am excited to get started again today, and I sincerely, truly appreciate all of you who are able to join, who find your way to join, especially with me starting the earlier time and kind of bouncing around, a little less predictable. Happy Sunday to all of you, sincerely. Today, I'm filled with observations and inspirations again. I've got some ideas that I really hope to share, but it's Sunday. I'm chill. I'm feeling relaxed, and I want to open it up pretty soon here, and we'll be just spending time hanging out. Less of the, Jack who's wanting to control all things. We'll kind of flow, but I think it's all coming together, right? So let's start with the start with the beginning in the background. Rest in God's love. I sit here with love in the background to remind you and me, love is the way, right? Life is too short to argue and fight with the past. It really is. That's just a simple and obvious fact. If you can humble yourself to that, you've won the battle. Life is too short to argue and fight with the past. Count your blessings. Value your loved ones and move on with your head held high. Because this game of life that we're sharing as a human being with a physical body, whether it's a man or a woman, a child or adult, it's just this process we're experiencing. And the game of life has many rules, many laws, physical, mental, emotional, and then imagined and all of this other stuff. The game of life has many rules and perspectives. There are many different dimensions and aspects that we can look at the game of life. But one of the true and obvious ones that, we learn pretty early is that time moves forward. We're going forward in time. We are leading humanity into the future today. And today, all things are possible. So look backward in time for the lessons and the blessings, yet face ever forward towards the future you can appreciate even more. And with those ideas, my hope, my prayer, may we all walk through today with the divine faith, the divine peace, the divine love that was shown and taught through the example of Christ Jesus. That perfectly perfect, attainable. Is it attainable? Is it achievable? It's all through God's grace. That's what I've been realizing more and more and more. God's grace, God's power, God's perfection, God's glory. Holy cows, man, the one God that we come from, all of us, it's mind-blowing. It's humbling. So today the Talcottian adventure is what it is. Things have been happening in my life, and so I'm really working on growing and improving on me. And I think it's helping. I really do. I see a lot of a lot of opportunities for things to change in my life. And I want to remind you, right? What I've been learning for myself, we're going to get into some of the inspirations and notes, and actually I'll open it up very soon here, I think, because maybe it would be more fun to develop these thoughts with others. One of the observations I had for myself, I'm open and honest. My path brought me to a study and a devotion to try and better understand God, not just God, but life. And really, that came down to trying to figure out myself. And so I learned from a lot of other people like you and me who've dedicated their lives to studying, the human beings, the tendencies, the human mind. The mind is an amazing and powerful tool. It's a gift that every single one of us has, and every single one of us has a different mind, a different perspective and patterns of thought, different abilities of cognition and awareness. So every mind is different, and yet there's an underlying sameness to every man, woman, child, right? There's an underlying sameness to it all. So as I started learning from the historical philosophies and the different ideas of humanity, my mind got expanded. I started to see myself and the world a little bit different. And the more I've been looking at myself, the words of the past are true, you know? Seek to find God, you find only you. You seek to find you discover only God. And that's where my path has brought me to. So I am a reflection of you. There's similarities and samenesses, yet there's obvious distinctions and differences between me and you. Just as between me and God, just as between you and God, there are distinct similarities and sameness and obvious distinctions and differences. And so that actually composes the entirety of our experience. There is a sameness to everything. Everything today is pretty much the same as yesterday, yet it will never be the same as today again, within your mind and within the world. So everything changes. Everything changes. So that reminded me, and I've been sharing this in the past few days, the reminder today could be the day. Today could be the day where everything changes. Like everything. The day is soon. So, what is the day for you from your mind? What is the day that your heart is excited for? And how far away is soon? Is it right soon or is it far soon? I mean, all of these things, it's part of the mind game, the game of life. How are you going to look at time? How are you going to look at yourself? How are you going to look at definitions? How are you going to look at change? I got some other notes here. I'm inspired today, but really my hope today is fellowship and fun. I headed out to church this morning, one of my favorite ones, but there's a few that I go to. But this one it was just song. And while I enjoy the song, I'd rather I'd rather have inspiring discussions. And so that reminds me too, Mom had surgery today. Mom, if you happen to tune in, pray for your miraculous recovery and rapid healing. I trust that everything is happening. Everything is happening. Can you settle into that? That everything is happening right now. The whole world is happening. Everything inside of me is happening. The heart is beating, the circulation is flowing, right? My mind is filled with thoughts and ideas. Thoughts and ideas. They create what we share and what we do. Welcome, Moose.
What's going on, Jack? How you doing tonight, brother man?
I'm feeling blessed, truly blessed.
Man, I feel like I hit a brick wall. I didn't realize you were going on early. I did.
Oh, it was spur of the moment.
Yeah, cuz I'm streaming you guys. We're streaming us right now over on my channel cuz we were doing a hangout stream with me and Gen X Jeff. We're not doing a hate stream over there. Um so I was like, "Man, how do we get us over here?" But I can't get those two over here. So it's just me and you then.
That's all right. Um, yeah, Jeff said that you guys were doing something, and I don't mean to run the same time.
No, nah, it's not even like that, man. It's I want you to be there. We facilitate good conversations together, and I think if the right people are in the room, then we can continue helping each other out to grow, and not just me, but everyone.
That's
You
what
know,
I intend to be doing. I,
until I mess, until I let it get sloppy over there. I was having all kinds of good conversations, and then I got a little sloppy, and then you know. You know how
yeah,
that goes. When you
yeah,
let the wrong people up, chaos reigns.
yep. That's why I quit going there again.
But you're a valued guest and you're a valued friend. You're a valued person.
Well, I appreciate it. Um,
I can't read your chat for some reason. They're probably hating.
no, not really. Actually, Moostopia and Talcott.
You know what? If it's the last days, Jack, think about it. Would you rather go out like being cool, being chill, like trying to make connections with people and trying to network and trying to like build community, or do you want to go out an asshole? You know, I was looking in the mirror. Every time I start getting real with people, I start thinking about it. I'm like, well, that's you. You know,
That's the way
getting
the
real with
universe.
myself.
That's the way the universe works. Is you're going to bring up reflections of yourself so that you can learn from them and decide, is that what I want to be or is that what I not want to be?
I don't want to be nice though. I don't want to be walked on and be somebody's doormat and like
Yeah,
th-
but being an obnoxious um, bully, it's not very cool either.
see these guys are down here. They're saying, "Don't be foolish, Jack. He's up to no good. He's a snake, and I will never watch his channel." Red 40 saying, "Be authentic, asshole." It's like I can't even come over here and make a regular conversation with you, Jack, without it being misconstrued as some kind of twisting or turning.
Well, you do have a reputation. You've earned it. I mean, no offense, but you've shown your loyalty and disloyalty to different people. And I know where I've stood. So, I mean, and admittedly, if you look at it from a different perspective, it sounds like you joined over here to promote what's going on over there. Um, so
Damn, you know what? You are kind of right about that, I guess, Jack, because I wanted you to come over there, and that's kind of selfish of me. So, what is the topic of the day?
The day is soon. It's about perspectives. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. Hey, and we got another bright light, another man of God, truly. And Moose, you are too. You are too. I see that with you as well. You're a good man. Welcome, Isaac.
Welcome back,
Cheers.
Isaac.
Thanks. I've gathered myself, trying to work on my mind and not trip out. So
I love it. Can we go into that? Work on the mind.
yeah, I don't
Here
know.
with
Oh,
no,
I get defensive and then it turns into like anger or like aggression that I don't even mean, and I don't like that part of me.
it's a normal tendency within us. It's our insecurity. That's what's coming up is our insecurity. But the insecurity, we have to be honest, and it's nobody else's doing, and they're not responsible for our reactions or our anger. The um the insecurity can be conquered, right? Just by paying attention. I was consider this was a note from earlier. What we think doesn't matter. What you think of, what you think about will affect what you do. Okay, so if you're thinking about um, the future effect of this experience, you might get upset. Um, you think about the past. I'm explaining this poorly, but what it comes down to is pay attention to what you're thinking. I mean, it really, I said it doesn't matter, but what we think truly matters. And so the power of the mind is to practice no thought.
And forgive ourselves, right, Jack? Because when we're, when we feel guilty about something or when we're angry about something, we got to let it go. We got to let that energy go.
Thank you. It's really easy to get attached to moments and past experiences, but when we get attached to those, we've got to be honest with ourselves. If you practice within your mind paying more attention to what it is you're thinking about, like distance yourself from the thought so that you see the bigger picture of what you're thinking about. If we start doing that, you can find that the unforgiveness, the bad feelings, the it's a dark spiral that can lead you into worse feelings. The key, we have within us the ability to redirect our minds, to let go. When you brought up forgiveness, I just saw something on Facebook today that stood out. It said, forgiveness brings the healing, letting go brings the growth. And there's something in there between forgiveness and letting go. They go together, and the healing and the growth go together. The key is unconfuse yourself. Stop making life complicated. Have faith that there is a perfect unfoldment happening, right, of your life. It's a story that's never been written. And when we get a confused mind, when we're hung up on the past, we're not thinking clearly. And the best way to think clearly, honestly, is to give up thinking. And you can do that with your intention by saying, God, I don't know. I'm coming to you. You provide the answers.
Sure, you're right. Without intent, that we can let go of thinking and we can like without like knowing God, it's almost impossible to still the mind. Huh?
That there's a connection. There is a connection that I can't prove, but in my personal experience, I could not think clearly until love, honesty, right? The truth and love and God. Those three things go completely together.
Yeah, the mind's like a battle. If we don't have the answer, it's just like we're racing, fighting.
Until you surrender. This is what my life has been teaching me. The power and the practice of surrender. Surrender to that which is. Trust in that which you can know. There's a difference between knowing and remembering. If you're at peace, what you need to know will come up. It'll be recalled. It'll come forth in the present, and it's always in the present that we live. But the world profits from minds of confusion. People who are flipping back and forth between the past and the future, and they're just trying to escape the present. There's no escape. But there is overcoming the world when we surrender. Because it feels good, right? In the background of the thumbnail. Rest in God. We can only know anything right now. So right now is where God is moving us. God has brought us perfectly to here and now in the forms and way that we are. And so if we can surrender ourselves from the past to be renewed again with love, that's the inviting in the Christ. When I went to church this morning, one of the reminders was about, the Christian faith, believe in Jesus. Well, how about this? If you're going to believe in Jesus and what was taught and shown, then you should believe that you live in the name of Him, right? We pray for things in the name of Jesus. How about we live in His name, His ways? Because that was His prayer, right? That as He be united with the Father and His life be to glorify the Father, that His prayer was that we be united with Him as He was united with the Father. And that means we unite together with each other, with love and understanding and encouragement and support. That's really the only way any of us want to live, right? Is with encouragement and love and support. So why has the world convinced us to deny those things to ourselves and to each other? It's the devil. And so humanity's been playing these games with the devil, following temptation, obeying corruption, enabling evil. But if the prophecies are true, I'm confident it is us. God's got something amazing in store for humanity, but there is a realization, an awakening. There is a new beginning that's waiting to come forth through the world, all of the world, all the human beings around the world. I think it's pretty exciting to be alive today. And yet, nothing in my life has changed. What are your thoughts? I said a lot. These are the words that I've been learning. Praise God. If anything, do it for selfish reasons. Sharing praise feels good, particularly if it's honest. And love God, love life, love, love memories, love imagination, love perceptions. Just love the experience of life. It's our one lifetime to live. And I did the ungrateful thing, and I did the American nonsense, the American dream. Hell, I was even willing to go to war for that nonsense. We don't have to live this way anymore. I'm pretty sure that change is inevitable, and that if we align with God and we walk with faith, I believe it's inevitable that we can succeed.
I'm gonna try to deal with this freaking fly. I can't focus.
Well, we have another guest. Um, and it's a new day. So I'm going to do you have something to say, Sanity Machine? Stephen?
Hello, hello, hello. It's a new day. My channel's gone. Somebody must have reported it, but I'm here. I know you don't care, but I'm here to offer uh, an olive branch, you might say.
I appreciate that. Is there any incentive? I mean, you don't even have a channel anymore, so is there any incentive for me to accept what you're offering?
What difference would it make if I had a channel?
Well, if you had all the more reason. It makes no difference. So, what is the incentive
I'm
for me to?
talking personally. Do you need incentive to have peace between people? I thought you were a peacemaker. I'm offering
I,
an olive
I
branch,
am
which
Stephen.
is a way to make peace.
Stephen. Stephen. Please don't
Yes,
take it.
Jack.
Please don't take offense by my asking. Okay. The reason I ask is in my experience, you have proven yourself to be untrustworthy. So why should I trust that today is different than the other times that you lied? Why? What's the difference?
I can't determine who or what or when you trust. All I can do is offer peace. If you don't want peace, then there are alternatives to that.
Okay, so you're not answering my question. So you just want me to trust that this time you're different?
No, I'm offering you something. I'm not asking you
You're
to
offering
accept.
me nothing.
I'm
Question for
offering.
you, Jack. Have you ever seen Charlie Brown? Where there's that girl Lucy, right? And she puts the football down for Charlie Brown, and every time he goes to
That's
kick the
not what I'm
ball, she
doing.
picks it up and he falls
That's not
over.
what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing, Moose.
It
You're not a
is.
king, Moose. You're not a king. I'm
Stephen,
offering.
Stephen,
Jack, listen.
Stephen,
I'm
your
Jack.
disagreements are
Jack.
not helping your case.
I'm offering you something. I'm offering an olive
What?
branch, which
What
is
does that
lasting.
mean? What
You
is
don't know
my benefit?
what is your benefit?
Yes.
A lasting peace. Do you want? Are you a
What
man
does
of
that
peace?
mean from you? I've never seen
Are
that from you. What would that
are
look like?
it would look different than what you've experienced.
Well, so far it hasn't been.
Well, it's up to you, Jack. I'm offering, but if you don't want to,
You're right. It is up to me. Take a hike, clown. You're, you know, these people want to play these stupid fucking games. Steven, you're literally out of your mind believing that you have some, you're offering
Yeah, he
nothing.
kicked him.
This is fascinating. I mean, I don't wish ill of anyone, but I think it is about time that YouTube cleaned that channel off. His negativity and, just viciousness. Why people haven't called, well, people have tried calling him out in the past, but why people continue enabling him blows my mind. I saw Paul enabling him, many others. It's fascinating. Here, all right. So, Moose, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything on what I've been saying?
Man, I honestly think that if you can forgive these people of their transgressions and move on, I think it would be the best. But that's not what you were saying. I wasn't listening because when Steven came up, I turned off. I turned off my brain because usually what happens is, you like I said, Lucy and the football, and then he wants to make you out like you're the bad guy, and then he'll make a video about you.
So you'd rather just ignore it and let me face it on my own?
Well, you
That
kicked him out. You're the only one
well,
with power here.
Moose, listen to what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is factual. I'm pointing out the facts. This has been a pattern with you and many others I've seen online. You ignore the problems. You allow people to face the accusations. Myself, let me just talk about myself. And you're not alone, but I guess this is the American way,
Are you
right?
talking about on my panel, Jack?
Well, how about what was just happening here?
Well, I didn't say bring them up though, Jack.
So what? So since you didn't tell me what to do, you
No,
think
I
you're
didn't
not
know that
part
you
of it?
even wanted my opinion about this situation, Jack. That's why I kept my mouth
Why
shut.
would you? You're not thinking, Moose. Tell you what, go think about why I might want you to pay attention to what's right in front of you. Why I might want someone to step in and say, hey, Steven, yeah, dude, you're out of line. But hey, you, this is what enabling is, Moose. People put their head in the sand, say, I don't see what's going on. I don't know. I don't know the details, so I can't even ask questions. I mean to make fun of it, but dude, this life we're living in, these brothers and sisters, for those who see me, Jack Talcott, this channel and the panels, just like many of the others, yes, there are similarities. Yes, there is some sameness. But what's happening here is not healthy. It's not mentally healthy. It's not emotionally healthy. With the chaos content, the content arguments, I don't, brothers and sisters, if we want a better world, it doesn't start in the future. It starts today. And nothing makes the world better than fewer conflicts, fewer arguments, fewer, I was going to say gang stalking, and all sorts of crazy stuff is happening. This life we're living in, it's holy cows, man. Serious. Give it up to God. Give it up to God. And I'm considering this part. Where did I fit in there? Life is too short to argue and fight with the past. Now, in my perception here. Our friend Stephen joined, and he was a reminder from the past that wanted to argue and fight. I don't want to argue and fight. I would love to count people as blessings. I would love to value people. And there are many of you. There are many of you uh, who I do value. I feel your love. I feel your appreciation, and I see that you recognize some of the good. Jeeps, you are one who is an absolute. You're confused, but hey, you support who you support. I know you're a big Steven supporter, a big Paulie supporter. You like the arrogant and rude. I suppose it makes a good excuse for you to be arrogant and rude. And Red 40, you're another one, man. You're another one. Hey, that is, I don't know why I didn't think of it, but that's honest and true. If Stephen was sincere, he'd offer forgiveness or ask for forgiveness. He'd recognize that things were not healthy. But see, those who want to live in denial, those who want to live in their pride and their arrogance or their insecurity, because some people feel insecure because it makes them feel special. I think I did some of that. You know, when you feel insecure, then you can be rude. You can judge others. This is what this world is, man. Don't be among the confused, please. Please stop. Please stop imagining arguments and disagreements with people who are just trying to live their life just like you. Stop trying to compete. Stop trying to compete with others. How about instead of competing, we look to align, look to cooperate rather than obey? How about we just understand and then we can abide? See, these words aren't really taught in the children's school. You know, abide by the rules, understand the rules, but this is how life works. If you can understand the rules of life, which are very, very simple, be honest and be kind. Do no harm. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple to align with the will of God, to align with the way of Christ. Be honest and be kind. Don't be afraid. Don't allow yourself to carry around these angers, resentments, self-judgment, judgment of others. The fight for control, the fight for control that all of us experience, it's a bunch of nonsense, man. There's no control over anything outside of you. And even within you, if you don't understand you, you don't know you. And that which you do not know, you will never control. You'll never control something you do not understand. So the first step to any power, self-empowerment, you know, having power over an organization, you've got to understand what you're working with. What is your objective? What is the purpose, the mission? Your mission in life, should you choose it, should you accept it for yourself, your mission in life from here forward could be as simple as being honest and being kind, doing the next right thing when the next right thing comes up. And it's hard to know what the next right thing is if you're always confused and battling over the past and the habits. If we settle into the present, the present time of now. Now is when we live. Right now is when our future is happening. It's starting right now. But if we're focused on the past, if we're repeating the battles of the past, if we're unable to let things go, life becomes miserable. I've experienced it. I want you to feel the freedom, the peace, the knowing that the day for you, the day is soon. The day for me, it's soon. It's happening. I trust that everything is changing. And if you can align yourself with that faith that our God, the greatest good wants the greatest good for you. So align yourself with the greatest good, the greatest health, the greatest thoughts, the greatest generosity, the greatest kindness. Grow yourself into the greatest that God will allow. Because we don't know what God will allow. We don't know the results of our efforts until we try. And we will not try something we don't think of, we don't believe. So stop thinking of things that you cannot do to focus on things that you can. And what might you do if you stopped focusing on the things that you cannot do? I believe we might find a way to end the wars all around the world. I really do. I believe that the world will become a safer place when people stop fighting, right? When people stop fighting, then we have peace. And then when we have peace, then we can communicate. And when we can communicate with peace, we can reach understandings, mutual agreements. And then through the mutual agreements, often enemies can become friends. They can become allies in the experience of life in the future. And man, when you have more friends than enemies, dude, life is good. So I imagine. I know I've got a lot of friends. I got a lot of enemies. Thankfully, both stay at a distance. But I'm feeling good. I may or may not jump on online, whether it's here or somewhere else later. But I think maybe I should wrap it up. We'll just keep this one brief. It was intended to be encouraging and inspiring, but that's what my hope is each and every day. Because together, whether we accept it or not, whether we like it or not, it's true. And the only thing that matters is what is true. And the truth is, if you and I and others who you know and others who I know, if we can all find a way to come together, to work together just for a while, we're going to change the world. Because the world is changing. So let's align with the change that we want, the change that the world wants, and let's become the change that people have been dreaming of. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, thank you again, and help the algorithm thing. Do the subscribe if you haven't, share, invite others, do the like, whatever. Do as you do. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless us all.